Hey, what's going on, guys? This one's going to be pretty different than what I would usually upload. I know I say that a lot, but this one, I mean it this time. But as Men's Mental Health Month comes to an end, I just really wanted to, come on here and just say some stuff. And I'll get to the reason why I wanted to say some stuff later on. Real quick, trigger warning. I'm going to be talking about mental health and depression. So if that's something you don't want to hear about, I suggest that you click off now. Now, keep in mind, I am talking about Men's Mental Health Month, but if you're not a man, you could still watch this video because there might be something that you might want to hear in here. And a real quick fact about me is I am a huge advocate of masculism and men's mental health and men's mental health awareness. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to say something about the topic. I wanted to say something last year, but I really couldn't. So, but I guess it's time to get into the big bad boogeyman that I feel like all men have in their lives in some shape or form, and that's our feelings and our mental health. Bum bum bum. I feel like a lot of the time, men are raised to be emotionless in a sense. Like when you may be sad, you might get told to man up or stop being a girl or something of that nature. And I think if you hear that, especially when you're young, it may kind of condition you to be out of touch with yourself and your emotions. And I feel like in some cases that can make you feel bad about feeling bad and make you not want to talk about your emotions and to kind of just bury it and hope it goes away because you were told to be a man. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I was one of those people. For a long time growing up, I felt like to be a man was to never be sad, never show emotion, and to be strong, and stuff like that. And that caused a whole lot of problems that I ended up having to deal with later on down the line. Because through all the trauma and sad things and bad things that happened through my life, all I did was kind of sweep it under the rug and tell myself I'll deal with it later. And I did that so much to the point that when I was in therapy when I was younger, I ended up just playing card games and board games with my therapist because I didn't want to talk about how I felt, even though sometimes it felt like I was drowning. And I struggled with depression most of my life. This isn't for pity points or anything like that. I'm just telling you guys my story, and I wouldn't be surprised if even some of my closest friends didn't know I was struggling with depression most of my life. Because I got pretty darn good at not showing it when I was around people. But believe me, when I was alone, that's when it hurt the most. I heard a saying once that captures all of this amazingly, and it's that most men live quiet lives of desperation. And I couldn't agree more with that. I feel like men's mental health is a very touchy topic because, unfortunately, there is people out there who believe that men shouldn't show emotions, that they should never be weak or sad or anything like that. But hear me now, as a man who fought for years to get through his depression, it's okay to not be okay. And I'll say it again. It's okay to not be okay. Just because you're a man doesn't mean you shouldn't feel sad. Just because you're a man doesn't mean you shouldn't talk about your emotions. Just because you're a man doesn't mean you shouldn't ask for help. Sometimes you can't beat depression by yourself, and that's okay. Reach out, talk to somebody, talk to your friends, your mom, your dad, a teacher, anybody. Reach out. Even though it may seem like it's the hardest thing to do, it's the best thing to do. As a man, it's okay to cry. It's okay to be weak. My definition of a man is someone who doesn't quit and does what they have to do. Not somebody who is emotionless or is never sad and just shows no emotion and is just a stone of a person. So for the third time now, it's okay to not be okay. And I promise you, no matter how hopeless things may ever feel, it will always get better. I'm going to tell you guys my story. I've told this story a few times very briefly, but I'm going to get into the meat and potatoes this time and get a little bit deeper. Around a year ago, everything that I have ever swept under the rug in my life dropped on me all at once. And I was in the most soul crushing, lonely, gut wrenching, low state of my life. I would cry every morning. I would cry every afternoon. I would cry every night. I couldn't talk to anyone. I couldn't bring myself to eat. I couldn't be alone in my room. I couldn't bring myself to shower. I couldn't get off the couch. I couldn't even watch movies. Because as I watched the movies, all I could think about was, man, I will never be as happy as they are. I had thoughts of death, wondering if I would ever amount to anything, thinking of all the time I wasted in my life. I never thought a human could feel the way I did. The pain I felt was indescribable. And that whole time, I never told a soul. Until one day, I was going through the ropes, I was having a panic attack, and I tried to go to the bathroom to cry so no one could see me cry. But either someone else was in that bathroom, or there was something wrong with the door, or God interfered, but the door wouldn't open. And as I was sitting there trying to open the door, my mom walked into the hallway, and she saw me, and she must have been able to tell something wasn't right with me, because when she saw me, she asked me if I was okay. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back. I broke down. I cried so hard I couldn't even breathe. I cried so hard that my eyes started burning from the tears that were coming out of my eyes. And I finally talked to my mom about what was going on with me. And things didn't get better right away, but that was definitely the start. And I'm telling you guys this not so you can pity me or feel bad for me. It's so that you can realize that it's okay to talk about your lows. It's okay to talk about your feelings. It's okay to talk about your depression. And you shouldn't be embarrassed to talk about it. And it's also to show you guys that reaching out and asking for help is the first step. And no matter what happens in your life, it is okay to be sad. It is okay to have mental issues. One of the reasons I wanted to talk about this today was I was in church the Sunday before last, and the pastor was talking about living life with legacy. And he talked about the story you're going to leave behind when you're gone. And that got me thinking, at my funeral, what do I want people to say about me? And the more I thought about it, the more I realized that the legacy I want to leave behind is being a motivator, being someone people look up to. I want to help people, and that's what I want my legacy to be. I want to help people, and that's what I want my legacy to be. And at night when I pray to God, I ask that He allows me to motivate people and be someone people can look up to when they're down. That's what I want my legacy to be. I want to be known as a man who clawed his way to the top from the lowest point in his life and motivated others to do the same. Because pain ain't got nothing on me, baby. Depression ain't got nothing on me. I wasn't going to talk about this, but, I figured now that I'm actually sitting recording, I might as well throw it in there. Just to prove to you guys that no matter how embarrassing it might feel to talk about your feelings, it's okay. It's okay to talk about it. A while ago, there was this girl I was talking to, man. And man, it felt like I could talk to her forever. Man. It was really something special. But, while I was talking to them, I kind of went through that whole depressive phase I was just telling you guys about. And like I said, I couldn't bring myself to talk to anybody. So we slowly drifted apart. And, it sucked. Man, it sucked. But I learned from it. I accepted those feelings. And I moved on. I got right back on the saddle and I got back to it. I got to work. I started focusing on myself. I started hitting the gym. I went from 230 pounds at 5'9" to 175 pounds of pure muscle and testosterone. So, no matter how rough life can be at sometimes, you can always make something good out of a bad situation. Always. I also wanted to tell you guys just to relax, man. Take some breaths. Unclench your jaw, rest your shoulders, enjoy life, man. I know a lot of you guys are younger in my fan base, and you know, one thing I wish I could tell my younger self was to enjoy every moment just a little bit more. Cause you know, I spent my whole younger years doing nothing but wishing I was older, and now that I'm older, God, what I would give to go back for just a day. Enjoy it. I'm telling you. Enjoy school. I know a lot of you guys probably hate school, because I hated school. But on that last day of high school, when you get ready to cross that stage and say bye to school forever, you're going to realize how much you really liked it. I promise you. I know that sometimes life may seem meaningless and everything may seem meaningless, but just know that you get to decide what has meaning. Every second of your life, you control. Most times we suffer in our minds more than we do in real life. You need to get a grasp on your reality if you can understand what I'm saying. And when life gets hard, just remember, the devil is attacking you because he sees something good in you. He sees something inside of you that he wants. When have you ever seen a thief break into an empty house? And remember just to stay motivated. Chase your dreams. Your life is yours to rule, and you can accomplish anything. And in case you needed to hear it, I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for fighting. I'm proud of you for not giving up, man. Proud of you for doing good in school. I'm proud of you for getting out of bed. I'm proud of you for cleaning your room. I'm just proud of all y'all, man. Keep pushing and never let the fear of looking stupid hold you back. I'm gonna wrap things up now. But if you watched it all the way through, maybe I said something I said today really connected with you. And I hope that this video did help some of you out in some way, shape, or form. There's a lot more that I could say right now, but I don't want to take up too much of your time. If you made it this far, comment it's okay to not be okay. And if you need to vent or to talk to somebody about anything, leave it in the comments and I'll go down there and I'll try to help you guys out. And, you know, I encourage you guys to do the same. Scroll through the comments, see what people are saying. If someone says something that, you know, you can help them out with, you know, give them a little bit of encouragement, a little bit of motivation. You know, we're a community and communities help each other out. But, yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one. Have a great day.